Hello, everyone. This second video in our Go the Extra Mile builds off what Chapter 2 presents. Chapter 2 deals with developing and managing effective public relations teams, which is certainly central to our learning. Without a strong team, you're going to really struggle to bring about effective communication improvements for your client. And when you struggle individually, that will make for a stressful experience. So please, give the chapter some very serious attention and put into practice its recommendations as your team comes together. I want to take a step beyond the chapter, though, and talk in this video about establishing your personal brand. In the communication professions, your personal brand represents the value that you bring to the work relationship. Your personal brand involves how you want people to see you in the workplace. It's about your skills, your knowledge, your character, your professionalism, your ethical conduct. Your personal brand is what differentiates you from other people with similar training and skills. Some people think a personal brand and personal reputation are the same thing, but they're not. They're related, but different. Reputation is how people think of you. When asked, people who know you might say that you're smart, funny, talented, and very likable. That's all good. But that's reputation. It's based on how you behave around other people. Your personal brand is intentional. It's how you want to be seen in a professional way. It's how you outwardly express the skills and experience that show people you are a capable professional. Your personal brand needs to be reflected in all your communication about yourself as a professional. It should be reflected in your resume, in your work portfolio, and in your LinkedIn page. And if you don't use LinkedIn, you should. But that's another talk for another time. For example, I identify myself as a writer, educator, and teacher. That's my personal brand. All the work that I do falls into one of those categories. In my LinkedIn, on my webpage, and in my email signature, that's how I identify myself. That's who Doug Swanson is. That's how I brand Dr. Doug Swanson, accredited public relations professional. Even the doctor before my name and the APR after it are part of my brand. Our co-author, Dr. Diane Whitmer, is also accredited, and she's a member of the PRSA College of Fellows. That's part of her brand. There's a Doug Swanson who's a successful novelist, and a Doug Swanson who's a professional bicyclist, but those are not me. They brand themselves differently. But I digress. What I'm getting at here is you have the power to establish your personal brand. You do that through everything you communicate about yourself in a professional context. You want to establish a brand that identifies what you're good at, what motivates you, where your career is taking you, and how your values align with professional practice as a communicator. There are lots of resources on the internet and in your campus library to help you get started on personal branding. And those resources will help you communicate that brand through your social media, your work portfolio, and your resume. You will certainly want to communicate about that brand in a job interview. Do some research and learn more about this. One last thought. Your personal brand is not static. It will evolve and change throughout your work life. You'll probably want to revise your brand to encompass the new media that will burst onto the professional landscape 25 years from now. Media that we know nothing about because they haven't been invented yet. Buckle your seatbelt.